Right, and hello, fellow gaming minions. Welcome back to... I don't even know what this is called again. I'm sorry if I may sound a bit noobish and amateurish on this amazing new concept idea that I've got with my good friend Pete here. Or is it, I'm allowed to use your name? I can edit that out if I can.
Well, Pete is fine. Hello, everyone.
Yes. Alrighty then. So what we're basically going to be talking about is the upcoming E3 conference things. I believe so. And this is my first time of actually getting involved in this kind of thing. I've heard about these things for years, but I just never got round to even getting into it or watching it. I know as a gamer I shouldn't miss out on things like that, but it's really important. So,
Well, I'm a veteran here, so I may be able to help you out for a little bit. So I can give you a few ideas, maybe that what we can see coming up into this, into the conferences that are coming up this weekend.
Excellent.
So where do you want to start? So basically, do you want me to tell you about what E3 is? Or
yes, please. Yeah, I'd like to have any and all information as possible.
okay, so E3 is the biggest gaming event of the year. It usually takes place around June time in the summer. We see a lot of game trailers, a lot of game announcements. It's like a week-long event where a lot of different companies will give press conferences, such as Microsoft, EA, Bethesda, UbiSoft, Nintendo, the stuff like that. So we could see some big surprises, and we have done a lot over the years.
So does that include like game companies and developers as well?
Yeah, so they have a lot of games that are playable on the E3 show floor that's usually in LA. They show a lot of stuff for the press behind closed doors, and you see a lot of stuff after the fact. You then you see a lot of different video announcements, conferences that are given like live on stage. We've seen Sony there before, but they aren't there this year, which is unusual. But we've still got some big players here that we can see a lot of stuff from.
Brilliant. Isn't that a bit, what's the word? What am I looking for? What's that word where you know someone's up to something? Suspicious. Is that suspicious on Sony's side? Yeah.
Maybe. It might be because of the PS5 that's upcoming, but I don't really know, to be honest. Their showing last year was particularly unusual, so it might be a good thing they've skipped this year.
Okay. Been a bit sneaky, are they? Wow. So what sort of things will we be covering in today's topic then?
So we're going to be talking about the conferences.
Okay.
And what we're going to be talking about is possibly what we could be seeing based on a lot of speculation, a lot of stuff that may already be confirmed, but also maybe some possible surprises. And I want to state here that most of what we'll say here is some of this is speculation.
Right.
Okay, so some of this might just be our wish list as well.
Okay. I see. And has there been a sort of, I can't speak English, has there been any sort of Easter eggs that have all been sort of leaked, or any high speculations around certain surprises that might get much of a surprise visit this year from the conference?
So over the years, there's been a lot of stuff that has leaked, and we see a lot of stuff that does get leaked unusually. Last year, Rage 2 was leaked by Best Buy in Canada, I think, on their online page.
I see.
It was very unusual how that happened.
What was the story behind that? Why was that a big surprise?
Well, it was supposed to go up after Microsoft's conference, but it went up a little bit too early.
Oh, I see.
So where shall we start?
Right, you mentioned a few of the companies there. Is EA going to be part of it, as you said?
Yes, EA is there this year.
We can start with them.
They are there pretty much every year.
Okay.
But this time around, they're just doing a video package instead of an actual conference.
Video package. What is that, like advertising something they're going to do?
Well, basically just having an hour-long video presentation. So showing off games and stuff like that.
I see. Did they have anything good coming up?
I don't know, to be honest. It's EA we're talking about. I'd rather not be talking about them.
Oh, I know how you feel, yeah. I know a lot of people have a lot of gripes with EA, quite rightly so, considering how they're conducting the way their business is right now, and obviously they're not in everyone's good books.
Exactly.
I really don't know.
I'm surprised they're not. Go on.
Sorry, I just really don't know what to really think of EA right now, considering how disconnected I feel with them at the moment.
I'm surprised they're not actually charging us to watch this.
Just to dig into our words a lot more better. Oh, greedy corporations, I can't stand them.
So, any idea of what you're thinking of what's going to come in?
Well, if I had any sort of like ideas to right off the bat with my thinking of how these things go, obviously with if it's a big gaming event each year, and many gamers look forward to it, I can imagine quite some bit of hard work might be put into it for making something decent or something new, maybe, or some surprises here and there, maybe a few tweaks in games, maybe. Maybe I would say there might be. See, my gaming connection with the modern stuff isn't really that good, but I heard about the Animal Crossing game. I was probably thinking, with prediction wise, maybe they might be making a few more sequels to certain games, or bringing back some games from the past as remasters or remakes, so to speak, with updated engine graphics and things. It depends what they're really going to go for, either the fan service or something creatively new. So, fan service wise, there might be something hidden in the cracks that they might be happy with. With Nintendo, I can imagine with their route, maybe because Smash Brothers and Mario Kart are just two of their giants at the moment in this current gen. So Nintendo might be given a few surprises. I'm not sure. Maybe. I was probably hoping for maybe another Star Fox game. I ain't played one of those for ages. I was hoping, but I don't know if they're going to do that. But maybe it's been a while since I've heard about any Metroid games as well.
Last year it was announced that Metroid 4 was being delayed, and there was potential that we could have a Metro Prime trilogy remaster.
Mm-hmm. And that was known to be
might hear something about that this year. But we'll specifically talk about EA for the moment, shall we?
Okay, EA.
So any ideas of what you think they might show?
I really couldn't say with EA. That is such a tough one. Because every time I think of EA, I just think they're just being a bit too greedy with how they do things, and they just...
You're pretty much right on there, really. Because typically they usually announce FIFA, Madden, and all that sort of thing at EA.
Yeah.
At E3, sorry. That's basically what's on my list here, is that we're going to see Madden, we're going to see FIFA, we're going to get release dates for them and stuff like that. But one of the other things that they are showing this year is a game called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
I heard about that, and I wasn't too sure if it was actually just a rumour or one of those... what do you call it? We mentioned it earlier, speculation type things.
No, it's not speculation. It was revealed in a very unusual way last year at E3.
Yeah.
So what they did is they went into the crowd and they had the creator there in the crowd, and they just went up and spoke to him, and he pretty much just said, "Oh, we're working on this game. It's called this."
Ooh.
So Jedi Fallen Order is so weird.
And what sort of game would that be? First-person shooter, adventure, MMO?
They haven't really shown anything of it so far. The only thing they've spoken about is it being a single-player, linear-driven game about Order 66.
Canon, okay.
Yeah, so I think what we'll see here is we'll see a trailer and a good look at the gameplay. And we will get a release date of this year.
Oh, this year? Okay.
So it'll probably be in November of 2019.
And which, is this going to be a PS4 and Xbox One game only?
More than likely, yes.
Right. And what are your thoughts on this?
I like the idea of a single-player driven game.
Mm-hmm.
And considering it's based in the lore, that sounds pretty appealing to me. But it's EA, and I'm very skeptical of that fact. So I go into it with a fair bit of trepidation.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think with it's nice to take away elements from the online and things like that, and just have like get back into the Star Wars thinking again. You know, so we can just obviously with the recent Star Wars games like what was it called? Battlefront.
Battlefront,
yeah. Many fans were not happy with the first Battlefront, not even exactly having a campaign, and yet the second one, many fans again felt that game was just a little bit less than what the first one was. But I believe that if EA was to listen to all that and take it all into consideration, pretty much they would actually. It is them who are developing the game, is it?
Yeah. Well, it's one of their companies. I think it's Respawn Entertainment.
Okay. So I believe that. Imagine Respawn Entertainment.
Yeah.
If they take all this into account, I believe they can show some heart and give us something that is somewhat playable, and as long as a lot of it's playable and it's more than just playing another Star Wars game, if it really dives into something, gives us something with the cinematics in terms of gameplay these days goes, we can usually get lost in the story, and if it does that for me, and if I like the look of the trailer and things like that, if I can actually get it, if it comes out on PC that is, then I'll be more than trying to get it if it is a PC release.
I'm sure it would be.
Lovely. So if it's one of those games, then
here's one of the speculatory things that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be a new Battlefront 3.
Battlefront 3.
Yeah, I think so.
With the Battlefront games, would you say that it was wise or good, like for the fan service, to recreate the first two from the PS2 and Xbox era?
Well, it's a completely different company that's working on it that made the original games on the PS2 and the Xbox, unfortunately. But if they were to kind of tap into that a little bit more, I think it would work.
Right. Do you feel there was something missing from the Battlefront games, of the remakes recently?
Yeah, we needed a proper, decent system that didn't actually rely on microtransactions.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, big time. Oh.
If they take all of that out, then it will be fine. Other than a little bit boring.
Yes. So, do you believe in the play and unlock system?
Well, nothing wrong with that. It used to be like that back in the day. Did it not?
Absolutely. I love that system. Play and unlock. You earn your gold. I love that. Rather than just paying for things and just see like you have an advantage because you're given more money.
Of course, but you have to remember things weren't always great back in the day as well of retro gaming either.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they had their flaws big time.
We won't go into those at the moment.
Yeah. So with the idea of a Battlefront 3, I've always was hoping after number 2, I thought I didn't like it at first. It slowly creeped up on me, but still I preferred the first Battlefront. Of the recent 2, and with number 3 I probably would have thought they could have added in so much if they're going to make another game. It would be good, but hopefully they just put so much heart in it and so much take away, let's make a massive profit and really give the fans something what they can actually love and enjoy. Then they'll probably get a little bit more respect deserved back if they can just implement gameplay that's going to be so fun and nice balance. Nothing's broken, because a lot of people use that word broken in terms of online gameplay, and unfairness in terms of paying more money to get a lot of advantages, so to speak. But if they were to make a third Battlefront, I would be interested in getting it if they can just have a little bit of something that's worth playing other than just it being like the previous 2.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. If they tweaked the gameplay of it, made it a little bit more fun, took out the grindy loot system to it and the microtransactions, it will be a perfectly serviceable, decent third-person shooter.
Oh, absolutely. Just on a final note, on the second Battlefront on the PS2 was the space battles, and you could get out of your ship and destroy other ships. With the space battles, it was just in the recent Star Wars Battlefront 2 was more or less just staying in a pod and things. It felt really restricted, but was okay to an extent, but I feel like if they're going to make a number 3, they can just really delve right into it.
Yeah, I reckon so. So long as they're not tethered back with EA's ridiculous practices, then I think they can do a pretty decent job of it. DICE are usually very good with making shooters.
Yeah.
But it felt like to me that those two games were tethered by creative differences.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of talking about Ubisoft next, because
Ubisoft, okay.
I know you're a fan of a particular series of their games, and I think we're going to see a new one this year.
I would love to see Rayman reappear. I mean...
that is exactly what I've got on my list.
It's... When I played the very first one on the PlayStation 1, it just blew me away of how vibrant, how colourful, how the soundtracks kept me captivated, how challenging the game was, and just how something so simple could be so addicting to playing so much fun and, you know, stressful at times, but I love that, you know, but because it shows...
Yeah, I did as well.
Yeah, I mean, what were your thoughts on the Rayman games as you played them?
Now, I really love the Rayman series ever since the PS1 games. They were always frustratingly hard, but never too cheap, if you know what I mean. Like, certain platformers could be cheap to the point of being ridiculous, and it's sort of being broken.
Yep.
But Rayman made you always reevaluate that you had done something wrong, and that especially shows in Rayman Origins and Legends.
Yep.
That game is such an intricate art, and it is probably one of the most incredible platformers I've ever played.
Do you find that with the interesting of the game design and the characters as well with those two games?
Yeah, I mean, Rayman's a really unusual design in his own right anyway, but he's so recognisable and so awesome at the same time. It's so very strange. Yeah.
I love him. His little...
He just hasn't had enough love recently, apart from the porting over of like Legends to pretty much every console.
I agree on that. Yeah, I do agree with that. I do find that Rayman's love was a bit lacking, considering how great the first game was. I played The Great Escape. I've even got it on the N64, but I think I played it on PC first. And then after that, I played, I think it was on the PS3. I can't remember which one it was. Played it with my nephew, and it was alright. It was really good. I just loved the...
It was probably Origins.
Yeah, I think it might have been that one.
Yeah, because I played the Origins levels in Legends, and that game is brilliant.
So if they bring Rayman back, I would absolutely love that. I would love for them to be Rayman back. And see, with the Rayman games, they're so different from each other.
They are, and that's what I really like about them. But it's the sign of a good platformer is the fact that it can reinvent itself with the times. Mm-hmm. And Mario's done it over the years. Sonic hasn't done it as well, but Rayman's always done it. Absolutely. Can't remember too many bad games in the Rayman series.
Yeah, me neither, actually, to be honest. Me neither. Ubisoft, with that, I would love for them to announce a Rayman game. I really am hoping.
I would as well, but that's what I think is going to happen. I also do think that you... do you know about the game Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle on the Switch?
I've seen the Mario and Rabbids Switch cover, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was like an RTS game that was sort of like XCOM, if you've ever heard of that.
XCOM. Oh, is that for the PS3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that game, yeah.
Yeah, so it was apparently like that, and it was raved about a lot. I never played it myself, personally, but I think we're going to get a sequel to that, and it's going to include Rayman as well.
What, the Rabbids one?
Mario, Rabbids, and Rayman.
Ooh. Would that be considered a crossover?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, because Ubisoft made the original game. Mm-hmm. They were given the license by Nintendo, and it was one of the things that happened at E3 a couple of years ago, is that Miyamoto came out on the stage at the Ubisoft conference.
Oh. What did he say?
Well, he basically helped to announce Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Oh, okay.
Which was such a big shock. Well, kind of not, because there was a lot of leaks beforehand. But nobody believed it was actually real.
Why is that?
Mario and Rabbids together,
Mm.
made by Ubisoft.
You got a point there, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mario doesn't go out to too many other like different companies, really. Only Square and a few others.
Yeah. So if there was another Rayman game that was going to be released, what would you want to have in it?
I'd like it to be a sequel to Legends, like so completing like the trilogy of like games,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like Origins and Legends. I think that gameplay style will fit it just perfectly. That very kinetic sort of energetic platforming.
Yeah. Is that like in-game interactional levels, like you can jump from over here to over there, or use more of your surrounding type things?
Yeah, so using like your dashes and stuff like that to be able to get more speed to get up to a jump, using your jump, your punch in the air to float over and stuff like that. And the musical based levels that are from Origins and Legends.
I hope Ubisoft do go down this road and actually give us that. I can only hope. Do you see it happening?
Yeah, I do. I'm surprised that I'm even saying that because I don't think there's a lot of there's not a lot of love for Rayman, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to get a game this year.
I can only cross my fingers to that. I can
Me
only
too.
cross my fingers. I'm just hoping.
So I know you're very much interested in the Avengers. I think a lot of people are.
The MCU Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I am, yeah.
But Square Enix are going to be showing something this year that they announced a couple of years ago.
Oh.
So Crystal Dynamics, the people who made the recent Tomb Raider games,
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah.
showing off Marvel's Avengers.
What sort of game would that be? Would there be a fighting?
So we have not seen a single thing of it other than a small trailer that when it was announced. And we are going to see a massive gameplay reveal of it.
Wow. This.
They've got a lot of stuff to show, apparently.
A lot. Well, if it's a lot, then my guess is, if I can predict, I may be. Well, this is what prediction is. You just never know. But I might think it might be one of those open world type things. I don't know. It would be good, but like, but they're not Rockstar, are they? They're not. So, but I would like to have some sort of an Avengers game that's just because I've been, Marvel vs. Capcom types and all that, but it's I've played enough of those and I love them, but I want to see something different, something else that
Me too.
They can just implement into a game that can just have you hooked for a long time. Maybe an RPG type thing. Don't know if that might work with Marvel. It might do. It might not. I'm not too sure. It just depends how creative and what sort of mechanics they can use per character. Or that might be asking a bit too much considering how big the game might be. Could be. I wouldn't say MMO because DC Universe have already done that. I just want to see something different done and something that's very investful with Marvel characters now, especially with the recent films.
Yeah, I think we're going to get something quite decent, really. I hope we have a sort of open worldy sort of game. But apparently the speculation going is that you team up with a team of 4.
Team of 4?
There's 4 characters that you can control at once.
Right, that sounds very familiar to Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, we've got an Ultimate Alliance game coming this year as well for the Switch.
Oh, I think I heard about that.
Yeah, it's coming out late in August, I think.
Wow. Ultimate Alliance, is that number 3?
Yeah, but that's going to be shown off in Nintendo's conference, to be fair.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
I'm not too sure much about this Marvel's Avengers Project with Square Enix.
So, is the game currently in development from Square Enix, or is it ready to come out?
It's in development, that's all we know.
In development, so it might be released for, is it maybe next year?
It was announced 2 years ago, so I think we could have something coming this year, maybe.
Okay. Something to
It
go
might
off.
be October, but if it's even that, it's going to be early 2020, so probably March.
Wow, it sounds like they're taking. Okay, this does sound like a lot is going into it. If it was announced, what was it, a few years ago? Did you say?
Yeah.
Wow. I can only think that the type of. I don't. Well, let's think about this. I can only think that if a game is going to take that much time to put so much detail into it, it might be an open world. That's my prediction. Might be.
I'll probably agree with that as well.
Yeah, because that would actually be really, really good. If you're going around like places like pages from the Marvel comics or things like that, and it's very interactional with the NPCs and things. Whether it has online or not, I don't know, but it would be nice just to play certain characters. Maybe involve a lot of their history, accurate facts of their comic book characters. So it might give Marvel a good plus on their comic book character sales and things, and be really interesting. And a lot of fans would love a game like that. I can imagine so.
I think they would as well.
Oh yeah, I definitely would. Yeah, I've actually grown to love Marvel a lot with what they've been doing, all the hard work they've been giving us with the MCU and things like that. But this game does sound really, really great, and I'm really hoping to actually try it out soon one day.
I think we'll see it pretty soon, to be fair. I think we're going to get a big gameplay reveal, but then we'll get a release date of it as well, and we'll have to wait too long.
Oh, that'll be good. I'm just hoping my fingers are crossed for what exactly it might be.
Now, I've got one thing for my fingers crossed, to be fair, so I think we'll move on to the two big players here.
Okay.
So that'll be Microsoft and Nintendo.
Right.
So, what do you think about Banjo-Kazooie?
Banjo-Kazooie. Well, with me, I fell in love with the first game.
Yep.
It was one of my most favourite and most loved. The second game I didn't play on the N64, I'm afraid, but I did play on the Xbox 360 and then again on the Xbox One to play Banjo-Tooie. Mm-hmm. Very, very much more added into it. I respect that and love it. I need to play a little bit more of it. I played Nuts and Bolts briefly. I wasn't too much of a fan, but they did something different. I can respect that. But with Banjo-Kazooie, I feel like he's been collecting a lot of dust.
It has.
In an unfortunate manner.
Now, this is where I think the dust is going to be blown off. So, I think we're going to have a lot of stuff here for Banjo-Kazooie. I think Microsoft are going to show it off. They're going to show off a new game. But I also think we're going to get Banjo-Kazooie for Smash Brothers.
Yeah! Oh, please. I love Banjo-Kazooie. Oh, how does that work then?
So, Microsoft and Nintendo have been working quite closely recently, ever since Minecraft came over to a Nintendo platform. They've been particularly good.
Mm-hmm.
And they stayed together with the whole Fortnite debacle thing with Sony. And they got particularly buddy through that as well, which was pretty nice to see, actually.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get a lot of stuff with Microsoft and Nintendo crossing over this year.
Microsoft and Nintendo. Oh, wow. Interesting.
So I think what we could see is obviously Banjo and Kazooie for Smash and a new game on Microsoft platforms. I also think that we're going to get maybe some of the games of Rare Replay coming over to the Switch.
Ooh, wow. I love it. So what sort of, was there any of those games on the list?
Sorry?
The Rare Replay games. I can't remember which games were on there.
There were so many on there. But I think particularly we'll get Perfect Dark, Banjo-Kazooie,
yep,
and Banjo-Tooie. And it might be a chance for them to give Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
because that was never available on the Xbox One version.
oh, this is great. This sounds exciting times, this does. Banjo-Kazooie.
It's speculation, of course, but I would love to see it.
Most definitely. It's just collecting dust, Banjo-Kazooie. It's... Oh... There was so much potential with that game and future things that could have been done with it. Oh, wow. I'd love to see
things, and they just let it lie for too long because of an unfortunate problem with Rare and Nintendo.
Right.
And then obviously nuts and bolts didn't really help anything.
No, that game was pretty much downvoted or disliked a lot.
It was, but if you liked it, then so be it. That was your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people that did particularly love it. To be fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if they like that, it's fine. Yeah.
More on them, really. I'm glad that they can enjoy something I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with it. And yes, Banjo-Kazooie title. Yeah. Hopefully they will just be like, yeah, let's play some more Banjo-Kazooie games. Oh, it's just, I want that dust to settle off, and I would love for these two to just... I can only imagine that if it went back to its roots on the first game, that implemented so much more along with Banjo-Tooie on today's systems that I can see that being a gold mine for, and it's bringing a lot of fan base back to the people who loved it growing up in the 90s, and if you grew up after it and played it, because of friends or family and things, great. I would love for a Banjo-Kazooie to be out on another console. I don't like seeing games just lying there collecting dust when there's so much more that could be done with them.
I don't either, to be fair. And there's another game series that's finally going to get the dust blown off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was announced last year, but we're going to see some stuff for it.
Yep.
And that's Battletoads.
Ooh, that big green frog.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I just want to get that right. Yeah, the big green frog. Ooh.
Oh, we're going to see some Battletoads gameplay this year, and it's going to be glorious.
You looking forward to that?
Oh, yes. I'm a big fan of the Battletoads.
How many games have they made?
So there was Battletoads 1 and 2, and then there was Battletoads and Double Dragon on the SNES, I believe. And I can't remember how many others.
Battletoads.
Those are the ones I played.
Was it a fighting game?
No, it was a side-scrolling beat-em-up. But it was ridiculously hard.
Ooh. Oh, what sort of level hard? Are we talking Streets of Rage?
We're talking pad-breaking frustration.
Wow, that sounds like my cup of tea.
They're hard to find, but you should definitely play them if you can.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll make sure I go on a hunt for these Battletoads. For the years, I've actually heard about that game, but I just never got around to actually getting a chance of playing them, I'm afraid. I would have loved to.
It's a shame because you've missed out on a gloriously good game, but so hard.
So who's going to be behind this one of Battletoads?
It's Microsoft because it was originally owned by Rare, but they obviously own Rare now.
Yeah.
So they already announced it last year, but they didn't really show much of it.
Oh, so they're trying to keep it under wraps.
Well, yes, so we haven't seen anything since then, but we're going to get something this year with probably a release date of some sort.
Okay. That'll be really interesting to see.
I'd like to know, who would you like to see come into Smash Brothers?
Smash Brothers.
If you had to choose a Nintendo, not a Nintendo, an Xbox character to come over, who would you like to see?
An Xbox character. Ooh. Do you mean character? 1 second, because
characters that are exclusive to Microsoft platform.
Oh, exclusive. Okay. Ooh, this one's a this one's a tough one. That's really a brain buster at me at the moment. I'm sorry, I can't answer that just yet. So, who would you like to see while I get this sort of dust off my brain to think about that one?
So, obviously, Banjo-Kazooie are one for sure.
Yeah, big time.
I think Master Chief could be one.
Yeah.
Or someone from the Halo franchise.
Arbiter?
Possibly Arbiter.
Yeah. Halo. Also, yeah, Master Chief. Yeah, I can imagine he would be like a Samus type with range and guns and grenades and stuff.
Definitely.
So he would be really interesting, and
But he does have the beam sword, though.
yeah, I love that thing. That sword is dangerous, man. Oof.
Too many times was I destroyed by that thing.
And then he's got that massive battle axe hammer thing. That's and that thing, honestly, wow.
That was mad.
It's Halo. That would be really interesting to see him in Smash Brothers, because obviously he's been in so many games now. It's kind of hard not to add in anything or any weapons for him, so it'd be quite easy to implement him. But yeah, it would be interesting to see him more Arbiter. Yeah.
I think either would be good choices.
I can't see.
This is the problem: is that Microsoft doesn't have that many franchises. Sorry, apart from like Gears of War.
Yeah.
But talking about Nintendo, really, like, is there anything that you would personally like to see them reveal?
I would Nintendo reveal as in gaming wise, like video games or
anything that you think might possibly come out in the next year for the Switch.
Maybe more. What's that little library game thing they got on the NES?
The Nintendo Entertainment System Online.
Yeah, I would like them to.
That piece of garbage.
Yeah. I think I would like them to actually boost that up and actually fix that. Adding more games and making it more better to play. Because when I went on there the other day,
Don't just have NES games.
Yeah, I was going to say a multitude of different games from various systems that they've actually created. Because
what they should have done was basically like a Netflix-style system with across all the old consoles.
Yeah.
Where you have different games like added each month, that some taken away each month. So you can just add anything you want at any point, and then take anything you want away.
That I would
just have a massive library of stuff that you can just play through any time you want.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I would have loved that. With also Nintendo, what I was hoping if they could just tweak their sort of online communication a bit.
Tweak it?
Yeah, sometimes
I think it needs a complete overhaul after our testing recently.
Yes.
I mean, Smash Bros. Barely works for it.
Yeah, it does. It's so... Oh, wow. I always get annoyed with that thing. And if there was another game, if I was completely honest with this one, I really enjoyed this specific game because because I was a good fan of sports, was Mario Strikers. I was hoping...
That would be nice, but I don't know if we'll get one.
Yeah, I would love to see that game again.
Yeah, I think it would be a good thing to revive.
If there's any sort of other games, thinking so many Nintendo games here, there's so many games they could revive, whether it's like timeless classics or whether it's sort of obscure and might bring in new fan bases to its game. That one requires a bit of thought, but maybe more better online communication, because the phone, using the app on the phone is an interesting concept, okay, but I've noticed that if I want to talk to people or my mates, it has to be through this only and things. Obviously, with playing the other consoles, you can just do it via headset, easy, on open lobbies, done. I can understand that Nintendo want to keep a lot of swearing to a minimum and things. I respect that, fine. For minors and things, it's a family-friendly console with family-friendly games most of the time.
Yeah.
So I respect that, but I do think that with Nintendo, I don't mean to sound disrespectful to them, but I think they just need to get with the times a little bit more.
Yeah, I definitely think they should. Their online system is a bit draconian.
Yeah.
They need to sort of catch up with the PlayStation, and that's saying something a lot because it's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But Xbox Live is the pinnacle of how you should be doing it, really.
Yeah.
Nintendo do really need to catch up, and although they are offering it for a cheaper price, they are giving some stuff that comes basically as standard for free on Xbox and PS4.
Excuse me.
Like the cloud saves.
Mm-hmm. Cloud saves. What's that exactly again?
So basically, you can back up your saves in the cloud.
Oh, okay.
So on Xbox Live and PS4, PSN, you can do that even with a free account.
I see.
But with Nintendo, you can do it. You only do it when you pay for it.
Wow. Okay.
That's what I mean. It's silly.
See, this has always been my gripe with gaming companies. I understand that games take a lot of money to create and things. I get all that. I get all the how much money it takes to make and things. It just would be nice, and I've said this maybe to myself and my other mates as well. I just would like to see Nintendo brush just a tiny bit down on their gaming prices, just a tiny bit. It would probably entice more people to actually want to buy it when they see it's just a little bit cheaper than what it usually is. But because I know it takes a lot of money to make these games, and you want to make a profit and you can get all that money back and fine and give us a good service. But at the moment, as much as I'm loving my Switch, which I do, and I'm feeling that the games I'm playing, like, they really are very Nintendo based, which is fine. I wouldn't mind seeing them explore a bit more into other fields, so to speak, if I can say that right.
Yeah.
I would like to see, like, not too much of a change, just maybe something different. Just something different, not like a copy of Microsoft or Sony's way, because obviously this console's very how can I put it?
Unique.
Yeah, unique with its design, and with Nintendo, they've always been about, being unique, and they're a toy company, isn't it?
Well, they pride themselves on not being like Xbox and PlayStation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They enjoy the fact that they do their own sort of thing, and they've never bowed down to and since the GameCube, they've never bowed down to this graphical power and fidelity sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to make games just to be played, and they make systems for people to have fun on.
Yeah, and I've been having a good, decent fun with the Switch.
Me too.
I just need to put more thought into exactly what I was hoping for Nintendo to do with the Switch, or in terms of games or the system itself. Maybe through tweaking here and there.
I mean, we will get a tweak of it eventually. I think next year we'll probably get something like where we upgrade the hardware a little bit. But in terms of this year, it's just going to be all about games.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them do a Super Mario 3D World port.
Is that from the 3DS?
No, from the Wii U.
Oh, Wii U. Oh, I was thinking of the wrong one.
It was 3D Land on the 3DS.
Ah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
That was a great game.
Do you feel that with Nintendo, they're just going like on even keel? They don't want to like trying to make themselves look like as if they're trying to compete with Sony or Microsoft in a aggressive sort of nature?
I don't think they're trying to compete with them at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just trying to do their own thing, and that's why they're sort of overtaking some sales like of the PS4 in Japan. Is because they're just unique and they're doing something that's different where you can just take your games anywhere you want.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea that you can play a console game at home and then on the go as well.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of people like. If I had this back when I was younger, the Switch, like if it was made back when I was little, I probably wouldn't get my hands off it when I'm going out. You know, instead of just waiting.
Talking about you can't do it that now.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. Lunch breaks at work.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there tethering to my phone to play Tetris.
And that's a game I absolutely have loved. That game was just amazing.
Tetris 99 is brilliant.
Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Tetris games I've always loved. It's just simple puzzle game, and I love it.
It's fantastic.
The music is groundbreaking. I love that song. It's that soundtrack. And yet they turn it into something that I never thought it could actually be done on a Tetris game.
Yeah, it's madness. I was sitting there playing on the first day it came out, just going, how do they keep reinventing Tetris this way?
Yeah, yes, exactly. And
Tetris is like fundamentally the most basic game of all time, but it works in so many different levels.
Exactly, yes. And it really gets you hooked as well. And you don't want to lose those and build the stacks up and just, yes, you can keep going until you build up your points high, yeah. Oh, man.
You don't ever put Tetris down. Ever.
Love it.
We're going to really talk about it here, apart from the fact that we're going to see more about Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening remake.
Link's Awakening. I don't think
so Link's Awakening was for the Game Boy Color.
Game Boy. Oh,
they're
really?
doing a remake of it on the Switch. I never played it actually, so I'll be interested to see how this one is.
Okay. Link's Awakening. Zelda games.
Yeah, and an odd game to remaster, but it's one that people apparently really love.
For a Game Boy Color game, Zelda.
Yeah, weird. I know.
It's a bit of a mind boggler, but people enjoy it. There must have been something good about that game.
Yeah, I think it was a lot like Link to the Past, just obviously graphical downgrade.
Yeah. Oh, the first one.
Well, not the first one. Link to the Past was the SNES one.
Oh, which one am I thinking of?
You're probably thinking The Legend of Zelda and the NES.
Oh, that's so. There's been so many titles, I keep getting mixed up which one's which.
I know, it's so silly. I mean, the second game is called The Adventure of Link.
Wasn't that one criticised a lot?
Yes.
Oh.
A lot. Especially by Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yeah, I remember that episode. Oh gosh. I can't remember too much about it, but I think it was like a side-scrolling, if I'm alright.
Yes, it was. And the world map was so weird as well. It was like an isometric view like you get in a Final Fantasy game. It just didn't really work for it.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
But this does sound intriguing.
It has the infamous I am error.
Oh, who put that in
I
there?
really want to know who Error is.
If we're lucky, it might.
Who would name their kid Error?
Oh, I'm not sure. It might be one of the members of staff, or I don't know. Oh.
The only thing I could think to name it is a computer. But why would the computer name anything?
I am Error. If that's going to be an Easter egg on this remake, that would be interesting.
That would be really funny.
So this year does sound really interesting with what might happen, what might get released or said, maybe Easter eggs here and there, or what to look forward to in the coming months.
I think there's a lot to look forward to this year, and I think we've just sort of scratched the surface on some of the stuff that we would quite like to see.
Oh, yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, please.
It has to happen.
Please do, yeah, man. I'd love to get that.
Me too.
So earlier,
I really do want it.
Earlier on, you said that Microsoft and Nintendo sort of shaking hands at the moment.
Yeah.
Does that mean that some are saying like, oh, you can borrow our license for 2 months on this character or something? What's going on with them?
It's really unusual what's happening with them at the moment. There's a lot of speculation they're working on quite a few things.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that one of the things that we may possibly see is we may see Game Pass is going to come to the Switch.
You a big fan?
If that happens, that would be a great idea. I would love the idea of being able to actually play Xbox games on the go on my Switch, because I want to play the Master Chief Collection.
Wow.
I want to play Halo again.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like it if it was just included on the Switch Online, or would you pay for it? Considering it's only about £8 a month.
I can afford that easily.
I'd be happy if it was the extra £8 a month as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I would prefer it to be a part of the Switch Online.
Switch Online. Does that mean hang on, what?
Your Switch Online membership fee.
Oh, do you mean? Oh, I see. Yeah.
If it was included as part of that, it would be really nice. But I don't think it will happen.
Yeah, that'd be lovely, but you know.
I mean, I don't think it's going to come this year. It will come next year if it does get announced.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be a nice thing to have on there, and I think there might be some other sort of partnership that they may have as well.
Mm.
I mean, they work together really closely on Minecraft.
How'd that go?
I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm not the biggest creative person, to be honest.
I played it, and I'm still neutral on it. I don't know what to think about it. I like the creation side, but it's just a bit...
I like the general game itself. Mm-hmm. It is a really wholesome and really fun game.
Yeah.
But I would prefer to just play Terraria instead.
Is it Terraria? Yeah.
Terraria, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just say Terraria.
But this sounds really interesting with what Microsoft and Nintendo could work together on. It really does sound...
Yeah, it's interesting what we could come up with. I just don't know what's going to really be announced, if anything, this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think something will eventually come with it, and I think if this is the sort of place to do it, I'd maybe announce it as coming next year, but actually show something off with it.
That would be really something to look forward to. So
we'll get a lot of people talking, really.
Absolutely, all over the internet, big time.
Yep.
So what's the biggest...
Imagine the sort of thing that would happen to Sony if they decided to skip this year and Nintendo and Microsoft are partnering on something. I think that would be the biggest middle finger they could give.
Well, yeah, I could imagine so, yeah. They would not live that down, not for a long while.
No, they wouldn't. Especially like after what Sony did to Microsoft last time when they revealed the Xbox One.
Did they?
Well, when the Xbox One was announced,
yeah,
they announced at E3 a couple of months afterwards.
Yeah.
There was going to be a DRM system, so you like couldn't share games with anyone, and it was all going to be online and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So Sony came up with a video at E3.
Yeah.
Because they were the next day after Microsoft, and they went, "This is how you share games." And there was a small video of someone passing a game case to someone. It was hilarious. That was one of the biggest, funniest moments at E3. It was hilarious.
Oh, I've got to watch that.
The video is honestly only about 10 seconds. It's brilliant.
That sounds funny.
I'll send it to you after this.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Oh,
there's videos that people have cut together with all the stuff from the Microsoft conference, and then that video at the end of it is just brilliant.
It sounds hilarious, that. Oh, I've got to see this. I've got to see this.
Yeah.
Oh, so is that everything covered?
I think that's mostly what we're going to have, really.
Right.
I mean, apart from Animal Crossing, but I don't know too much about it.
I've never played it. Never played that.
Neither have I.
I mean, I didn't even know it was like a really well-loved game. I just thought it was like I just thought it involved animals and crossing roads or something. I don't know.
Well, that would be that's not implied in the title, Reed. I mean, that's what you think it would be, but it's definitely not.
Is it like a Nintendogs type game?
It's basically like Harvest Moon in a sense. But instead you're paying off a mortgage on a house.
Oh.
It's so weird. This is all I know is you get roped into a mortgage by someone and you have to do shit to earn money.
Oh, that sounds funny. Did that come out for the Wii?
Game. I know so many people that have like sunk hundreds of hours into it.
Wow.
I mean hundreds, I mean thousands actually.
Goodness me.
It was on the Wii, the GameCube, and the 3DS.
Wow.
So we haven't had a game for quite a while.
Oh, hang on. Speaking of that, if I may just get this in, it's Nintendo. Obviously, their last handheld, what was it? The 3DS, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Would you be interested to see if they're going to make another one, another new handheld?
I don't think they will. It will kind of cut into the market that they're trying to do with the Switch, where they're trying to integrate the whole handheld and console market into one.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I think it would be it basically cannibalising sales of each other.
They're doing things very differently.
Yeah, it's very different kind of Nintendo, but still kind of weird at the same time.
It is indeed.
Their 90s ways of using the internet.
Yeah, I suppose so. Oh gosh. Alright then, so when was this start? Will it start on Saturday?
So yeah, it starts this Saturday on the 8th of June and it runs through until the Wednesday. So, which is Wednesday the 12th of 2019.
What time is it over here? What time? In fact, will it be on YouTube? So just so I know so I can plug in. I don't know if I can live stream
it. YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. All the conferences are up there. So Nintendo's will be on its YouTube channel. Microsoft will be on their YouTube channel. And if you've got an Xbox, you can watch it on there. Square Enix are dropping their video package probably on YouTube on their channel. UbiSoft will probably have a Twitch stream or a YouTube stream as well. Same with EA and Bethesda.
Ooh, wow.
I mean, you can find a lot of links online for the schedule for your time zone. So maybe I'll find one for you, and then you can post it in the description.
Oh, thank you. Okay. I wouldn't mind streaming this live myself if I'm allowed to. I don't know if I get done for copyright. Or...
Yeah, you should possibly do a live reaction if you can.
Yeah, that'd be great. That so I can see it for the first time and things.
Yeah, I mean, I would advise that EA's is usually quite boring.
Okay, so who should I watch?
Ubisoft's are okay sometimes. I mean, Square Enix is usually about half an hour, which is fine. I mean, you'll see a lot of stuff about Marvel's Avengers. So that would be pretty cool. Hey, Microsoft is usually about 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
That will be very interesting, I think.
Nice.
The guy who presents it, who's the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, is usually quite a decent kind of guy, and he usually comes out in quite an obscure T-shirt, so look out for that.
Yeah, nice. I like him already.
He loves his vintage gaming T-shirts.
Oh, love him.
A couple of years ago, he wore a Battletoads T-shirt.
Oh, sweet.
It's pretty decent, so... but yeah, Nintendo's will be usually about a 35 to 40 minute video.
No breaks?
So no.
Sweet, that'll be good. That'd be handy.
But yeah, you can find all the stuff, the time and that online, and you'll find different places that you can watch it all.
Yeah.
There's usually a very decent, comprehensive schedule, like IGN, GameSpot, and all that. All do their own sort of coverage as well.
Nice. I'll make sure I can, because I can use my, because I actually stream on multi-platforms. Let's see. I can stream to...
Yeah, you should definitely do that.
I can... Oh, man. Because with the streaming service I use, it's more than just 5. You can use about 10, 15 different platforms you can stream on. But goodness me.
It's pretty decent, to be fair. So that'll be like YouTube, Facebook, Twitch.
Yeah.
Streamlabs.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Wow. So I can stream to those
Pretty
3.
good thing. Yeah, and they're all on at different times, obviously, as well. But be careful, because a couple of them are on at like 2 a.m. or stuff like that.
Okay. Whew. Well,
It's usually reserved for Sony, to be fair. It was one of the nights on 2 a.m. at our time in the UK.
2 a.m. Whew.
Yeah, I stayed up for it a few times, to be fair.
How'd you feel after
I did not survive the night.
Oh gosh. Oh blimey.
It was a harsh endeavour.
Was you wrecked?
Yeah, I was pretty wrecked.
Oh,
a lot of drinking.
That's why. Oh, I see.
That's why I'm glad you said pretty wrecked.
Yeah. Yes. Nice one. Okay. Oh well, I look forward to this then. This shall be an interesting weekend and until Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely get yourself a couple of beers and watch Microsoft and Nintendo's. It'll be great.
Absolutely. Did it have it scheduled?
Treat it like Christmas, because that's what it is for us gamers. It's E3 Christmas.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, gaming Christmas. Sorry.
Yes, I'll treat it as such. Oh,
get yourself a nice plump turkey.
Oh yeah. Get my missus over on that day.
Nice.
She can be the turkey.
Whoa. Whoa. Alright, too far, man.
I'm gonna get a slap for that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Alright then. I think that's everything covered.
I think so, yeah, including a slap to the face for you.
Yep. Oh gosh. Alright then. Well, thank you very much for this amazing what a title this one? E3 predictions, is it?
E3 predictions, yeah, definitely.
This shall be really interesting.
E3 discussion or something like that.
Ooh. Well, and I'd like to thank everyone who watches this. Feel free to put in your predictions in the comment section, and I hope you all had a good time listening to my ramblings on, and my good friend here, Pete.
Thanks for having me, man. I'd love to see what you think after the fact. Do you see your first E3?
It's been a pleasure having you. Yeah, and I look forward to it. I really need to keep up to date with these things. You know, gone through a channel revamp now, and I need to make sure my content's fresh, up to date with the times itself, and make it more interesting as well, stuff that I can actually talk about and have my thoughts on.
I hope you'll be able to get that out there, really.
Oh, thank you.
It'll be great to see you engage with a few more fans, because I think your channel is very underrated.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I've made many great vlogs, asking many great questions. I interview gamers, and to not just to me get to know them, but that's for other people too as well. And I've got that playlist where I argue with myself, virtual something. I've got my songs.
Yeah, it's an unusual one, but it is funny.
Yes. Oh man! So I've got got to make more interesting content to make it more interesting for engaging viewers, and just to make them laugh and stuff, and have a great time when they come over to my channel. And I've got full of life and energy and stuff, and yeah,
sure. It's more CEX rants will be great.
Yeah. Yes. I could never.
Sorry to you Americans who don't really know what CEX is. Or sex or hex or whatever you want to pronounce it.
What would they say? Why do they call it a shop that's pronounced sex though? Come on, I want to go to the sex shop.
They even say it in the adverts. It's ridiculous.
How could they get away with that? We're selling.
I don't know.
We're selling games here today. It's sex. Mummy, can I go to sex? What? Oh, see how bad that is.
We're definitely selling some sex games.
Oh, Cutler's Revenge.
Well, they do sell Leisure Suit Larry, to be fair.
Oh yeah, ain't that for that game for age. Oh man, that game. I remember playing on the one of the demos on that game. I couldn't stop playing it. It was just so funny.
Was you a horny teenager?
I was just having a laugh with it.
PS2 era, so probably was.
Yeah. Yes. That's why it was so funny watching that little sperm go up and down and just. Sorry, people, if you haven't played this game, you haven't played this game, peeps. It's just literally, it's just where you get to talk to women.
Weird.
Yeah, it is indeed.
That'll be another discussion at another time on your channel, I'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do more of these with you and fellow fans or anyone who's interested, actually, just having a discussion. This will be great. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a good way to engage with your audience, for sure, and different content creators.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. It would be easier if I had something written down to cover a few things, stay on topic. But yeah.
Well, the thing is you haven't really gone into an E3 before, so it's nice to know that I can sort of show something, and then you can sort of go and experience it for yourself this year and see sort of some of the stuff that I've had to experience, like the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
We've had some particularly bad years, some particularly great years, but I think this one we're going to be in for quite a good one.
I hope so. I can only hope.
Fingers crossed for your sake, because I hope you don't get a really bad one.
Yeah, because it'll be my first impressions and all that, but still.
Yeah, I kept coming back despite my first bad one.
Oh, when was that?
I think 2010.
So around the PS3, Xbox 360 and the Wii. 2010, that would have been a few years
Oh, it might have been a little bit before that, like 2008. It was because 2010 or 2009, I think, was when Mario Galaxy 2 was announced.
Still not played it yet.
And that was a particularly great one.
I might just get my Wii U out and just put it in there and just have a game with it.
You should, because those sets of games are great.
Oh, no.
I personally think the first is better than the second, but a lot of people may disagree with me.
Yeah, I've already made a video about that today. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. But yeah. Yeah,
I think the toxic way of disagreeing is quite disgusting, but I won't go into that.
Yeah. It is, though. I agree with that. It is, definitely.
Yeah.
Right then. Well, I think everyone, we're actually done. So yeah, I'd like to thank my good friend Pete again for this wonderful E3 predictions talk today. It's been my first time doing this as well. I've never really done this, so new territory for me. I look forward to seeing it on Saturday at whatever time it is and who I'm going to be watching.
Yeah, you'll start off with EA, so you get the worst one out of the way first.
Oh, fair enough. Yes.
I wouldn't expect you to watch all of this, but I'm going to be the crazy fool that does.
Yeah, I'll see how much I can handle.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah,
it's draining. Let's just say that I did it last year. It was exhausting.
I'll probably just be rambling on and stuff. You know, I'd love to.
I definitely think if you could stream the Microsoft and the Nintendo ones, they would be the most preferable.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Because you'll get the slice of the really long conference, and then you'll get the short burst ones that are usually quite good as well with Nintendos.
Nice, that'll be good. All right then, I think we're done then.
Yeah.
Alrighty, thank you very much for this amazing opportunity then, Pete, mate. And yeah, I'm going to end the recording in a few seconds, right about. Alright then, take care everyone, and I'll see you in the comment section or when I next upload a video. Bye bye.
Bye.